How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Lead Therapy, and thank you so very much for taking time for tuning in to my video. One of the reasons I hated leaving Florida, because we have one of the best governors there in Ron DeSantis. Plus, Florida has the highest number of concealed weapons permits than any other state at over 2,500,000. So I was glad to see this story today, that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has suspended an anti-gun prosecutor for incompetence. If you looked at State Attorney Andrew Warren's social media, you might assume he worked for Giffords, Brady, or even Everytown, not the people of Hillsborough County, Florida. Frankly, Warren is an anti-gun zealot. In post after post on Twitter and Facebook, he railed against the Second Amendment, gun owners, and Florida law dedicated to keeping people safe. On Florida's Stand Your Ground law, this is what Warren said. As we said then, this law protects violent criminals and wastes resources by taking officers off the street and making us try cases twice, and has nothing to do with reasonable gun ownership, as it slowed down the system, delaying justice for victims and their families. Florida Stand Your Ground is just like other laws in other states that you might know as the Castle Doctrine. And basically it states you don't necessarily have to fear for your life to use a firearm. You just have to be in fear of great bodily harm. And also you don't have a duty to retreat. That's why they call it the Stand Your Ground law. And here's what he had to say about constitutional carry. And that's one of the most disappointing things when I was living in Florida, that constitutional carry has been brought up many, many times. And even having a Republican governor and the House and Senate are Republican run, they never get that bill passed. Don't let them fool you. This is permitless carry. Zero limits on who can carry concealed. And that's absolutely not the truth. If it is passed in Florida, and like other states, criminals are not allowed to have firearms and or carry them, and has nothing to do with the Constitution. This makes our neighbors less safe. But of course his neighborhood is very safe, and law enforcement doesn't want it. You can't claim to support cops while supporting this. No sane person thinks the Second Amendment protects owning a nuclear weapon. What does constitutional carry have to do with nuclear weapons? Which means we recognize the Constitution clearly permits reasonable regulations on the right to bear arms. So does this sound like a reasonable person to you? The only issue is whether it's reasonable to require permits to conceal. And it definitely is. Here is his thought on modern sporting rifles. Another mass shooting using a military-style assault rifle that has no place in our society. I know I don't have to say this, but I'm going to. None of the mass shootings that have happened recently are military-style assault rifles. Another opportunity for us to do something. Another inevitable disappointment by our elected leaders. And another difficult conversation with my children about their safety. Let me guess, your children go to a private school, and I'm pretty sure they're safe there. And the last thing this guy went on about was Florida's preemption law. And if you don't know what that is, basically local governments like cities or counties cannot make laws that are stronger than the state laws when it comes to guns and ammunition. Who in Tallahassee is more hypocritical? Extreme pro-lifers that oppose common sense gun laws that save lives, or so-called conservatives who profess local control but routinely bind cities and counties from solving local problems. This changed yesterday when Florida Governor Ron DeSantis issued an order suspending Warren for incompetence and willful defiance of his duties as state attorney. DeSantis said Warren had put himself above the law by choosing which laws he would and wouldn't prosecute. Warren had signed public statements promising not to enforce restrictions limiting abortion or transgender treatments. In 2020, he declined to prosecute 67 people who were arrested during violent anti-police protests. Warren described his suspension as a political stunt by DeSantis, and he accused the governor of using his office to further his own political ambition. And this is the really good part. Listen to this. Warren was escorted from his office Thursday afternoon. He's already been scrubbed from his official website. Now it's up to the state senate to decide whether to make the suspension permanent. The tone and topics of Warren's social media posts have also changed. He is no longer fixated on guns, gun rights, and gun owners. Now he is fixated on blasting DeSantis and getting his job back. Just because the governor violates your rights, it doesn't mean they don't exist. And that's what Warren tweeted yesterday. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis does not put up with any crap. He runs a well-oiled machine in the state of Florida. As always, let me know your thoughts about the story in the comments section down below. And if you enjoyed the video, or if I gave you some information you didn't know, Please take time to like, share, and subscribe and hit those post notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video.